If you were like me growing up in the 70s, you watched a lot of kid programming. And if New Zoo Review wasn't on, you were probably watching Captain Kangaroo. Welcome back to the Junk Room, everybody. It's me, the Junkman, coming back at you with another video. And we're going to talk about one of the most iconic children's television shows, at least in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and into the 80s. And no, it's not Mr. Rogers. Why does Mr. Rogers get so loved? Ooh, Tom Hanks is going to play Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers, Mr. Rogers, Henrietta Pussycat, Mr. Rogers. Sure, Mr. Rogers was fun to watch, and I liked watching Mr. Rogers. But to me, I was more of a Captain Kangaroo fan. I mean, just his name alone, Captain Kangaroo. Just before you saw the show, when somebody would ask you, hey, you want to come over and watch Captain Kangaroo? And you didn't know what it was. You think, what is this? Is this some kind of kangaroo that joined the military? You was really confused. But no, Captain Kangaroo was cool and everything. But as a grown man that sits around and talks to stuffed animals, come on, dude. I loved watching him. Something about that voice. He had a real soothing voice. Remember that? It's always stuck with me. Listen.
Nothing to do?
Right!
Hey, you won't believe how many things there are to do. You could go skating in the park, go to the playground, go to an ice cream factory, watch a dog sled race, go up in a balloon, fly a kite.
Whew, see what I mean? Isn't that a soothing voice? Now, when it comes to Captain Kangaroo, he was around for a long time. Kids in the 50s watched Captain Kangaroo, and it went into the mid-80s. I think around 1985 is when CBS decided to cancel it. How do you cancel Captain Kangaroo? I'll never know. Should have just teamed up with Mr. Rogers and did their own show together. Captain Kangaroo's Neighborhood, maybe? I don't know. It could have been something like that. But there's two different Captain Kangaroos. Not only two different actors, although there's an actor later we'll get into, but growing in the 50s, it seemed Captain Kangaroo wore blue. But if you were like me, grew up in the 70s and watched him in the 70s and the early 80s, to us, Mr. Rogers was more the guy that dressed in a red sports coat. I don't know why he changed colors, but in 1971 he went from blue to red. And also the later one seems to have a more ridiculous haircut. It's kind of like a Pete Rose haircut. It's a very strange haircut he had. And in the blue outfit, he just looks a little bit more... He looks a little more creepier. I don't know. Something about the blue one just doesn't look right to me. But I guess he updated for the 70s with that red. And we're going to look at some vintage Captain Kangaroo merchandise. We're going to look at a section of him wearing the blue and then the red. Again, I'm more the red. And whew, wasn't. Oh, I love Mr. Green Jeans. Remember that? And that moose he talked to. And he had that rabbit, the ping pongs. Oh, you don't remember the moose? You don't remember talking to the moose? Here it goes.
Something funny?
Hold up. No.
Something funny?
No. Buddy just wanted to ask you a question.
Oh, all right. You want to ask me a question? Oh, I remember because you asked it the last time.
That's the one.
The last time that you saw me and my pussy. Yes. You asked me what my pussy's name was.
Right.
Why do you want to know,
Look,
Bob?
why don't you just tell him stop asking questions? What was the name?
Let's see. What was that name? Oh, Abyssinia. Abyssinia.
Abyssinia.
Oh, Captain, you're so funny. So let's take a look at some merchandise of Captain Kangaroo from the blue era. And here we go, starting off. Look at this. Captain Kangaroo, this is, I guess, a 45 record, 45 RPMs. Revolutions per minute, I believe. But you get Captain Kangaroo, you get the Sandpipers, I don't really know who that is, orchestra, directed by Mitch Miller. And even Lumpy as Mr. Green Jeans. Lumpy as Mr. Green Jeans. How about that? Didn't ever know his real name. Here's another album right here for 29 cents on Golden Records. And there's that rabbit. Remember that rabbit? It was kind of spooky. I don't know why he has a bear in his pocket, but apparently he does. But as you can see, some different Captain Kangaroo than I grew up with. Again, same actor, but just a little different. Here he is starting to get kind of the haircut that we had in the 70s. And here he is with a very young Mr. Green Jeans. I don't know. Did Mr. Green Jeans even wear green jeans? It seemed like I saw him from the waist up. I'm not really sure. But here's an album. It's on Peter Pan Records. Anyone that grew up in the 70s had a Peter Pan record, I'm sure. And here's some kind of puzzle picture. 71 super thick pieces. Real thick. My little kid pictures. Puzzle is really thick. I don't know why. That would be a great shirt. I ain't gonna lie to you. And then we have a Captain Kangaroo, another one right here. This is the 45, little small record, still in his blue outfit. And check out this. get to our Captain Kangaroo. It's got a little ship on it. A little sheep on it. I don't remember the sheep too much. And check out this here. At first I thought it was one of those magic little pads you write on in the race, but it's not. It says place this sheet on top of a slate to draw these cute pictures. Not really sure exactly what this is. Presto slate and stylus. I'm not really sure what this is, but you can draw these pictures, and they're probably the most boring pictures a kid would want to draw. They're not even pictures of Captain Kangaroo. In fact, one of them's a picture of Curious George. How did he get on this? Doesn't make any sense. And it's got the bunny rabbit again. For some reason, the bunny rabbit's like, put him in your dukes, Captain Kangaroo. I'm going to punch you in the face. But Captain Kangaroo and his rosy cheeks aren't having it. And then here's another one all about some kind of shoe house. Got a lot of different characters on it. And I see something really ugly puppet. I don't remember that one. Look at that thing. And what about if you want to cuddle up at night and go to sleep with a Captain Kangaroo doll? Where you could, at least in the blue era. Check this creepy thing out. But you know, there was some little kid probably wouldn't go to sleep unless they had the Captain Kangaroo doll. And what about watching Captain Kangaroo at any time? Well, you didn't have videotapes, but you could watch it kind of on a Viewmaster. Open both eyes, you can see Captain Kangaroo in 3D. Hey, that's ping pong balls coming at you right there. And now here's a Give a Show. Now, I couldn't find an actually Give a Show machine, so I don't know if they just sold the reels for it or slides for it. Probably just the slides, because I couldn't find a Give a Show machine to actually have Captain Kangaroo on it. And what is, I don't know, CBS Television's Captain Kangaroo Fun Kit. They're really fuzzy. I'm not sure exactly what this thing is. It's like fuzzy toys. Looks like something your uncle would buy so he could tickle your no-no places with it. Whew, didn't he hate when he did that? I don't know. Strange games. And here's one more from the blue era. Captain Kangaroo Easy Old Board Set. I guess it's some kind of little drawing set or something. But see, the captain's got a big old mustache. Just doesn't feel right. I got to see the captain in red. So now that we've looked at the Captain in blue, let's get to the 70s. Let's look at the Captain that we all know and love. Captain in red. Now I said I was going to start off with Captain in red, but this one is still in the blue. But I don't know why. It must have got mixed up with my red picture. Sorry about that. But it is one of those magic slates that you write on. And it's Captain Kangaroo. 29 cents. So you know this was probably back in the 60s or something. And here's Captain Kangaroo. Let me pull this up a little bigger there so you can see it. It looks like some kind of... Now that needs to be on a shirt. That is a weird puzzle. Captain Kangaroo and some big blue animal on a... I hate when people call it teeter-totter. Remember that? People call it, I always heard it on the Brady Bunch, teeter-totter. I'm going to set the teeter-totter record. We didn't call it that. What did we call it?
Well, I guess I'll help Junkman out because he can't remember the word seesaw. Seesaw! Come on, Junkman. It's not that hard to remember.
I never got what we called it. I don't know if I got what we draw a blank. What do we call this thing? Anyway, let's go on. Here's some kind of rack toys. It looks like some stickers. I'm sorry the picture's not a really small picture, but there you go. Some stickers right there. And you get Captain Kangaroo in his blue shirt. And let's see one of the color with a doll. You say your mom had the blue one, you wanted the red one. Here you go. Whew. Well, look at that. Look at that. Look at his mouth. Looks like he's been eating all day. Captain Kangaroo. But you can't tie his shoes for him, so that's a plus. Here's another rag toy of some strings. String the animals. I guess you string them all together. It doesn't look real fun, but there it is right there. And I had this one. Here's an album I actually had. Captain Kangaroo, Merry, Merry Christmas. That's two Marys. Merry, Merry Christmas. And let's see. It has Silent, Sleigh Ride on it, Joy to the World, Silent Night, Jingle Bells, Rudolph. And I probably went straight to the Rudolph. Santa Claus is Coming Down, another classic that I like. And 10 other your favorite Christmas songs. That means none of that Mariah Carey or George Michael BS. Here's a more kind of a rack toy here. I thought it was a frisbee to start with. It was one of those tambourines that you hit back in the, if you were at Woodstock or something. Another rack toy, a train set, Moose train set. Doesn't look it looks like it got the Texaco symbol on it. Other than that, it looks like it has very little to do actually with Captain Kangaroo. But here's a rack toy, a basketball game and scoreboard. It looks like a lot of fun. I like that. Again, that needs to be on a shirt. I love that picture of him. But we do have a Captain Kangaroo shirt. I'll show you in a minute. Here's an album, Captain Kangaroo Best Friends. I mean, that's a storybook. I'm sorry. I think that is a storybook. But let's say You love Captain Kangaroo. You watched it, but you wanted to drink your soda or your milk out of Captain Kangaroo. Here's a Captain Kangaroo mug. Don't ask me what's wrong with his eyes. I don't know. This is one's looking up here, one's looking down there. You know, it's one of them walleye guys. You know, you got a friend like that. He try to talk to me. He's always looking at your shoulder or off the wall somewhere. You're like, hey, look at me when I'm talking to you. What's wrong with you? But that's a look at the red era from Captain Kangaroo. Now, Captain Kangaroo wasn't all about Captain Kangaroo. And throughout the show, he would show a lot of clips of other things. I mean, a lot of times he'd show a bunch of 70s kids playing the playground. But there was one clip I just couldn't wait and hope they showed. And that was a little chalkboard drawing of a guy named Simon. Remember Simon? He loved to do drawings. That song is still stuck in my head today. You remember. Watch this. Who didn't love watching Simon as a kid? Is it just me? You just really hoped, oh man, I hope Simon's on this episode. One thing I really remember about Captain Kangaroo is it came on mostly when I was at school, probably kindergarten. If it was sick day, if I didn't go to school, I would usually go to my grandma so she could watch me while my parents worked. And Captain Kangaroo would come on. It just felt special. You wasn't at school. You knew all your friends were at school, you know, doing some boring stuff. And there you are, watching Captain Kangaroo, laughing at Mr. Green Jean's antics. It was a lot of fun. And like I said, everybody talks about Mr. Rogers. And nothing against Mr. Rogers. I used to watch him also. But to me, I liked Captain Kangaroo better. And he wasn't as scary as that frog on New Zoo Review. Whew, that was one scary frog. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Did you watch Captain Kangaroo? What did you think about Captain Kangaroo? Just tell me all about Captain Kangaroo. Or maybe you're just like, hey, I'm Mr. Rogers guy. I don't watch that junk. If you didn't, you missed out. He didn't need celebrity guest stars dropping in like Mr. Rogers did to get ratings. Captain Kangaroo got ratings for a lot more years than even Mr. Rogers did. Well, I want to thank you for watching. As always, let me know my content. Subscribe to the channel. We'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.